This is The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. What if I told you there was a way to simply relax and become a better athlete? Sure, you'd still need to actually train, but you could boost how far and how fast you could run simply by sitting. Not to mention, you'd improve your mood, recovery rate, your immune system, and maybe even increase your sexual function? Of course it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. And no, I'm not about to tell you it's some fancy new technology that you have to buy. It is something humans have used for millennia to feel better. It's heat, specifically in the form of hot baths, steam rooms, saunas, and hot tubs. Sure, a soak in a hot tub feels great, but is it really enough to dramatically affect your health and athletic performance? Let's find out. Welcome to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic, and my mission is to help you improve your running, your mindset, and your life with science-backed training and plant-based nutrition. Today, I'm going to get into the benefits of heat for runners. You'll learn how various forms of heat can improve your health and performance, why heat wins over cold for most injury treatment, and which is better for athletes, a hot tub or a sauna. I'll also share my personal experience with my hot tub and my favorite new activity, especially in the winter months. Now, if you are listening to this episode when it comes out, there is a high probability that you are gearing up for a marathon or a half marathon soon. And that means it's time to dial in your training, get your strength plan ready to go, and improve your nutrition. And if all of that sounds awesome, yet a little overwhelming, it means you're the perfect candidate for the PR team. Not only will you get a custom running schedule created by me, but it will include all your strength, mobility, and more. No more decision fatigue on what you should do today. It's all laid out for you perfectly in the app, which syncs to your running watch. You'll be joining a team of runners just like you, all ages and paces, who are doing the same thing and cheering each other on. It really is the best way to stay accountable and true to your goals while getting a built-in group of new running buddies. I'll talk more about the team later on in the show, but if you are ready to learn more right now, head to theplantedrunner.com/group. And don't forget to stay tuned all the way to the end of the episode for this week's Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. As I'm recording this, I am looking out the window on a gray winter day here in the mountains of North Carolina. I am not a big fan of the cold, which is why today I'd like to talk about heat instead. Specifically, how you can use heat to enhance recovery, speed up healing, and improve your mood and performance. What's the best part of running in the winter? If you said the hot shower when you get home, you are my people. Sure, running in the quiet after a fresh snowfall can be amazing too, but this sense of relief and relaxation of heat after cold exposure is quite high on the list of pleasurable experiences. We don't need scientific experiments to tell us that warm water makes us feel good, do we? Hot showers, hot tubs, steam rooms, saunas, they just feel good. And they've been used therapeutically for centuries across the globe. When you hop in the warm shower after your run, the blood vessels vasodilate or relax, which not only feels wonderful, but it causes the blood to move back towards the skin, away from the core and organs, and generally improves circulation. Research has shown that bathing in warm water decreases stress hormones like cortisol and increases the feel-good neurotransmitter serotonin. And apparently you don't even need to soak your entire body. Foot baths have been shown to induce relaxation by decreasing the sympathetic nervous system's stress response, also known as fight or flight. So if warm water can influence our brain chemistry, it naturally follows that it could be good for disorders like anxiety and depression. Running, of course, is also great for boosting your brain's happy chemicals. So how does it compare to a hot soak? Scientists had a group of people either do 45 minutes of aerobic exercise twice a week or soak in a 104-degree Fahrenheit bath. That's 40 Celsius for my metric friends, for up to 30 minutes a day. After 8 weeks, both groups scored better on a common scale for depression, but the hot tub group scores improved twice as much. The researchers aren't exactly sure why this is the case, but they suspect that raising the body's temperature, either through exercise or through heat, affects our natural circadian rhythms or our internal body clock. People who exhibit symptoms of depression tend to experience disruption in their circadian rhythm, and heat, as well as morning sunshine, can help regulate that, which in turn can make you feel better. Heat makes us feel good. But can it really help us improve as athletes? And even in the bedroom? I'll go over that right after this short break. I want to tell you about a unique opportunity for you to get stronger, faster, and stay motivated to hit your running and nutrition goals this year. And that is to join the PR team. Each member of the team gets a custom training plan made by me for you based on your unique fitness goals and lifestyle. Everything you need to achieve your running dreams is included, such as strength training, recovery, and even cross-training if you want it. I include weekly mental strength training as well as training tips and nutrition guides. But here's where it gets really cool. The group has its own page in the app where we share workouts, ask training questions, and get feedback from me and the other teammates. And each week, I create an exclusive private podcast just for the team based on the questions I get and what I see in their training each week. And I usually end up sharing behind the scenes and exclusive sneak peeks with the team that I don't share anywhere else. So instead of joining a Facebook group or sitting through another Zoom call, you get to listen to tailored advice on the run, and you don't have to do this all alone. When you're ready to take your running to the next level and join an amazing team of runners, head to theplantedrunner.com/group and join us today. It's more affordable than you think, and I can't wait to have you. Welcome back to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. It's pretty obvious that a warm soak or a sit in a sauna feels nice, but it also kind of feels like a luxury, right? Is it really worth investing in a home hot tub or a sauna? Or if your gym has those amenities, is it really worth the time investment to spend 15 minutes just sitting there sweating after your treadmill session? The science says yes. In one scientific study, people who regularly hit the sauna for 3 weeks after working out could run 32% farther than the control group that didn't use it. VO2 max, which is a measure of how effectively you can use oxygen during exercise, improved without having to run a single extra step. To put it simply, heat evokes a similar response as more exercise, except you just sit there and relax. Exercise creates a temporary stressful period of activity, followed by recovery. Being in a sauna or a hot tub is similar. Stress hormones are increased, and when you cool down, the body recovers from this brief period of stress. Here's some more science to back this up. One study showed that 8 weeks of sitting in a sauna for 15 minutes after exercising 3 times a week improves VO2 max more than just exercising alone. A 2022 study found that hot tubs are effective at prepping athletes to perform under high levels of strain. And in 2024, research published in the Journal of Physiology found hot tubs to accelerate muscle recovery well beyond cold plunging. Don't get me started on cold plunging. So, which is better, the hot tub or a sauna? The best answer is the one you have access to regularly. But if you have both options or you're considering investing in one of those for your home, the edge goes to the hot tub. Hot water immersion elicited the biggest increase in key areas like core temperature, heart rate, sweat loss, and immune response over the sauna. The reason is because while saunas can reach temperatures of 175 degrees Fahrenheit or about 80 Celsius, and hot tubs tap out about 105 Fahrenheit or 40 Celsius, the direct immersion increases body temperature more effectively. So why is that important? Well, it might have something to do with sweat. When you're immersed in water, you essentially disable your body's primary means of cooling itself down, which is not just sweat, it's the evaporation of sweat. When you're submerged in hot water, you will still sweat, but it can't evaporate and you won't cool down. I know what you're thinking. The thought of everybody sweating in a communal gym hot tub is kind of gross. But they are sanitized, and sweat is 99% water and sodium, so it's not quite as icky as it seems. But the truth is that study participants, they lost more body weight through sweat in the hot tub than they did in the sauna. Now, if you don't have access to a hot tub or sauna, you probably have a bathtub at home. The good news is you can get all the same benefits of hot water therapy without buying anything. What about heat for injuries and muscle soreness? You've probably been taught your whole life the acronym RICE for injury, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Stop doing that, please. Even the man who coined the term RICE has admitted that it's completely flawed, and a quick Google search can tell you more about that if you want to go down that rabbit hole. Ice is good for acute injuries with swelling, like an ankle sprain. Ice numbs pain and directs blood away from the injury, which decreases swelling. Red, puffy skin that feels hot to the touch is a good indicator that maybe ice is your go-to. Heat, on the other hand, is superior when there's no swelling and you are trying to reduce the stiffness, tightness, or bring blood flow to an overuse injury. This is the vast majority of cases with runners. Heat therapy, or thermotherapy, is relaxing and it's a mild pain reliever, safer than any pain-killing drug and possibly as effective in some cases. To be clear, it's not a miracle cure-all, but it can take the edge off several kinds of pain, mostly the duller and persistent pains that are associated with stiffness, cramping, and soreness. One of the reasons that it works as a painkiller is the same as the hot tub. It feels good. Humans love being warm and cozy, and we have a deep inherent attraction to it. Conversely, we have a deep fear of cold because of the risk of hypothermia, a common cause of death when our ancestors lived outside. So using heat is more than just a psychological phenomenon. It's actually applied neurology. In other words, the brain responds positively to heat reflexively. And when your brain is happy, pain decreases. Now, what about using heat for muscle soreness? Can it help? Delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, is that nasty 24 to 48 hours of muscle pain that you get after an unfamiliar or too much exercise. The studies out there right now don't provide clear evidence that heat works for DOMS universally. Most of the studies done were small and flawed, but when you're sore and achy, hopping in a warm bath can probably help, and it certainly isn't going to hurt. Another added benefit of heat therapy is for your immune system, and it looks like the hot tub beats out the sauna here as well. In one study, researchers observed higher production of interleukin-6, a critical protein involved in the body's immune and inflammatory responses, from hot tub exposure compared with sauna use. In fact, the hot tub even appeared to spur production of T cells, helper T cells, and natural killer cells, which all play an essential role in the body's immune system, something the study's authors saw none of during the participants' sessions in the saunas. To sum it up, heat exposure mimics exercise without having to exercise. That means you can layer it into your current training and see more benefits than just exercise alone. But what that also means is that you're introducing an additional stressor, which you can overdo. Stress is stress, even warm, relaxing stress. So know your limits and definitely don't forget to replace lost sweat and sodium just like you would after a sweaty run. Oh yeah, what about the part that I promised earlier where heat helps sexual function? Well, heat, just like exercise, improves blood flow, which can help both men and women where it counts. Now, I haven't seen any double-blind randomized controlled trials comparing the sauna to Viagra, but anything that helps your overall health and fitness, especially cardiovascularly, is going to be a boost in the bedroom. Of course, if you are pregnant, trying to become pregnant, or trying to get somebody else pregnant, talk to your doctor about using heat therapy safely. Personally, I have had a home hot tub for years now, and I can tell you firsthand that it was well worth the investment. I have never regretted a single soak in the hot tub, even if I have to brave the cold to get outside for it. Another way I've been using heat in the past year is hot yoga. I go about 3 times a week and I am drenched with sweat after 60 minutes. My skin absolutely glows afterward and my mobility has definitely improved. There's not much science on how helpful hot yoga is, so I can't say that you have to add this into your week as well, but I would be very surprised if there were not similar effects to a sauna or steam room, if not more. So if it's cold where you are right now and you need an excuse to luxuriate in a hot bath tonight, you have my blessing. Your mood, your health, and your running will appreciate it. And now it's time for this week's Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. Today's topic is the shame of small wins. Every day of your life can't be the greatest day of your life. But when you don't recognize the small wins, you are setting yourself up to experience less joy, even shame for the joy that you do feel. It can feel silly or even shameful to say that the best part of your day was petting a stranger's dog, for example. The spiral becomes, the only time I felt joy today was when I petted that dog, instead of, oh my gosh, that dog was so cute and brought me a moment of such joy. Hear the difference? If joy was currency and you passed over all the pennies to wait for the rarer $100 bills, you will end up poor in joy. So collect those small wins, shame-free, as if they were big wins, and you will be richer in joy. Thank you for listening to The Planted Runner, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Don't forget that you can enter to win a free custom training plan for your next race and get featured on the show. Just write an Apple Podcast review and enter at theplantedrunner.com/PRLab. Of course, reviews are the #1 way to boost this show's reach, and it's a great way to tell me what you'd like to hear next because I read every single one. Have a great run today.